Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What have I run into here? First, I'd like to thank the commenter who pointed out to me that the 110th verse in Genesis was not chapter 4, verse 5, but chapter 5, verse 4. So I must have said it backwards for some reason. But regardless, I think it was for this reason, guys. Now, of course, you see the 45 in this chapter and verse, right? It's not chapter 4 verse 5, it's chapter 5 verse 4, but still it's a 45, right? And we know what 45 is all about. 2025. All the videos on that, right? Okay. Now you ready to get your mind blown? Genesis 5:4 says, "And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters." So I was like, we know the number 45 is here. It's the 110th verse, which is 37 plus 73. We know 45 is all about 2025 and the marriage, our marriage with Christ. Well, let's read the verse again. "And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters." Okay, so I see a number there, 800. And we know that this is the 45 verse, right? So let's look up 800. Could the number 800 have anything to do with the marriage supper of the Lamb? Oh, well, look at this. In Hebrew, 800 is woman or wife. The Hebrew word Isha is primarily used to denote a woman or a wife, like the bride of Christ. It is a term that signifies the female counterpart in the human relationship, often used in the context of marriage. Now, that's pretty amazing to me. How the 110th verse, which is 37 plus 73, is chapter 5, verse 4 in Genesis, which we see the 45 there. And then the number used within the verse about Adam's age, the number 800, actually means marriage or wife. Considering what we're looking for, right? Exactly what we're looking for, 45. So, me making the mistake of saying chapter 4, verse 5 instead of chapter 5, verse 4 actually was a good thing. Because, boy, it makes a whole bunch of sense now, doesn't it? Now, to switch to something totally bizarre that I found. It's really crazy. "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky." Remember that song? "We're diamonds in the sky, shine bright like a diamond." Well, this song did it first. Anyways, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are." So you guys all remember this song, right? Well, it's interesting because I was doing a little investigating, and because, the whole idea of twinkling, like the twinkle of an eye in 1 Corinthians 15, talking about the rapture, how we're changed in the twinkling of an eye. So I did a little investigating, and the person who wrote this song, their name is Jane Taylor, and it was written in 1806. So I was like, okay, let's go to the gematria calculator for a second. And would you look at that? The name Jane Taylor in English gematria equals 726. What is 726? In the Strong's Concordance, it's Harpazo. Everybody knows this one, right? "To seize, snatch, take away by force, obtain by robbery." You know how Christ says he comes like a thief, right? So obtain by robbery. But the crazy thing is, right, making this connection, but then I thought just now, uh, 1806 is before the Strong's Concordance was ever created. Do you guys understand that? That 1806, making this connection with, twinkle, twinkle, 1 Corinthians 15, diamonds in the sky were like stars, right? Stars fall from heaven, all that stuff. And it matches up with the number 726, her name, and the concordance wasn't even created yet. Here it is. Strong's Concordance, also known as the Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible, was first published in 1890. So Jane Taylor wrote that song in 1806, and the concordance was created 84 years later, guys. I'm telling you, man, this is how it is. The things that come to my mind to look up, it's like, whoa, right? It's crazy. How can her name equal 726? And I made the connection in my mind in a flash of a second. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, we're stars in the Bible, and the twinkling of an eye, and rapture, and all this. Man, it's crazy. And the last thing is, in my last video, I said that the 110th verse in the book of Genesis was chapter 4, verse 5 for 45. Actually, it's chapter 5, verse 4. So I looked it up the other day, and I must have said it backwards. But either way, you see the 45 there, right? So I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you to the commenter who respectfully pointed that out to me.